Welcome back to Z Grill's Taste the Smoke. Of course, my name is Tommy and I will be your host on over here today. And today's show is going to be all about what I like to call budget cuts. So look, for those that follow us over here at Z Grills, you will know last week we did a 27-inch pork loin. I mean, this sucker was massive, stretching out at over 27 inches long, and we paid under 20 bucks. I am telling you that there alone will feed a family of 4 to 6, not once, but probably twice. So we would like to keep on to that same theme here today. And of course, it is going to be all about a budget cut steak. I mean, look, we all like a good beef, we all like a good steak, but we certainly sometimes do not want to pay those, just the crazy prices of a ribeye or a filet or a New York strip. I mean, we are talking over $20 a pound. I mean, some things just ain't worth it. But today's show, we've got a beef chuck here, and this comes in at about $8 a pound. I mean, I paid under $20 for this whole thing right here. And we are looking at over 3 pounds. And look, if you've never had a chuck roast done up like a steak, you are definitely in for a treat. Some things you want to look for. You want to look for a nice fat content in here, some good marbling, and also one about 2 inches thick. That is going to get it done, and we get our meat in the same place as you do. So there is nothing more, there is nothing special on this other than it is just grocery store purchased beef chuck. And again, I like to treat this like any other steak, and that is going to be some kosher salt. And you want to do this about, a good hour. I mean, you can do it the day before, but I find a good hour is just helps it along a little bit, just gives it that nice salty flavor that we all crave. And of course, fresh cracked black pepper, it has to be. And I don't even really trim any of the fat off on this. As long as it isn't too messed up with fat on the ends, I just let it slide. Just let it go the way it is here. And there is two ways. There is two ways that we could treat this. We can do that classic reverse sear is what we are going to do today. Or you can just fire up your Z, allow it to get up to that 450 to 500. Let it go for about 15, 20 minutes and just cook it right on the bottom grates like that. But I like to get a little bit of smoke in here, so reverse sear is going to be. We will just let this sit here on the board. Now let's get back on over to my Z and let's get that fired up. So look, that is basically all there is to it. If your Z Grills has that smoke setting, you want to set that. If not, just set it to the lowest. Anywhere, 160 to 200 will be perfect. We are just going to try to get some smoke on it, allow it to go for it's going to be about 45 minutes or so. We've got it temped so we can watch it closely. Other than that, that is all there is to it. And of course, I will see you guys in a bit. And just like that, we are 1 hour into the smoke, and you can see the Z Grills does what the Z Grills does, and that is lays down that smoke for practically 1 hour straight. You can also see we are about 93 internal on the beef chuck, and that is going to be fine with me. And if I didn't mention it, we used cherry pellets on this smoke here, and that is why you see that nice bright red color on this beef chuck is the product of those cherry pellets. We will get that off to the side, and we are going to fire up my Z all the way as high as she can go. In my case, that is 500. Your case might be 450. Either case, we are up and over 500 and 570 on the pit. You're going to want to go right above your flame. Make sure you've got good contact. Shut it down. I am only going to allow allow it to go for 2 minutes or so. Remember, at this point, I am going to cook at the temperature, but I am looking to get a little bit of char, a little bit of color on it. So we will do that quarter turn. Again, make sure you've got good contact by pressing it down a little bit, only about another minute. So far we are about 3 minutes in, and we are up and over 500. So I will give it a flip. I will also move it over where the steak hasn't touched yet. That is going to be a hotter grate. So we will flip it. We will move it on over there. At this point, I am just going to leave the cover open. I do not want to overcook this. I want it medium rare. If you want it more to the medium, you can't go more than medium. But if you want it to the medium, you can shut it down from there and allow it to go for another minute. I am just going to move it around a little bit, get that temperature reading, and you could see we are about 111, maybe a little bit more. That was a misread, about 120 or so. And I will shut it down at this point just for about another minute. That is it. And there you go. We should be pretty much done here. Let's get this, let's get a little bit of a peek at this. And again, look at the gorgeous color on this beef chuck, man. That is absolutely perfection right there. We will get this on over to the board. She is going to sit there and rest for that probably 5 to 7 minutes or so. At that time, I will bring you guys back. Guys, so always remember, you want to pull the steak off about 5 to 7 degrees to your target temp. This is about 123 or so. So we are looking for a medium rare. I am going to leave this here on the board for about 3, 4, 5 minutes or so. Then I'll bring you guys back. We will slice it up. We will do that taste test, talk about it, and close out the show. All right, all you Z grillers, and as usual, I probably should have waited a little bit longer, but hey man, I am hungry and I got Molly staring me down. And of course, we've got a little bit of butter happening. That is a little bit of added flavor. And that there is cooked to perfection. And you would just slice this up just as you would a steak. And I could tell you right now, I am picking up a lot of smoke flavor. That is exactly what you want as Molly moves into place behind me. I'm telling you, you get some potatoes happening with this, and you are eating like a king with some steak that didn't break the bank, and that is the important part. And as you can see, we have a lot of meat here to get to. We are perfectly cooked at that medium rare. She is nice and juicy. And of course, lucky me, it is taste test time. Alrighty, so I can tell you right off the bat, the salt and pepper that we put on it is at the forefront. It is all over it. Definitely, when you do that reverse sear and you go on that low setting, you are going to pick up a lot of smoke. And that is exactly what I am looking for. And as this sits, it is going to even take on more of a smoke flavor. So we've got the smoke, we've got the salt and fresh cracked black pepper. I can tell you that a chuck like this is a very beefy, more towards a ribeye than it is towards, say, a New York strip. It is a very beefy steak, so you get that good beef flavor, man. Again, couple that with the smoke and the salt and pepper. I mean, it's a home run. If you went to a restaurant and ordered a ribeye and got sent something like this, and it was more formed like a ribeye, I am telling you, you would be you'd be hard pressed to tell the difference between this and a ribeye steak. So look, that is going to put an end to this show here. Do not forget that Z Grills is going to have this full recipe right down in the description. Just follow that link, take it to the website, print out everything you need, and make this nice budget-friendly steak tomorrow, today, tomorrow, next week, next month. Whatever you do, you're just going to want to make it. And while you're at it, do not forget the YouTube channel, the Facebook, the Instagram, and of course that website. You follow all of them, and Z Grills will have you smoking, have you grilling all year long. Again, my name is Tommy. Down here is Molly. The only thing left for you guys to do to get outside, fire up your Z Grills so you also could taste the smoke. That is going to put a pin in this show here today. The weather is just starting to turn here a little bit in the Garden State, so it is going to be a heck of a summer of 26. And that is all I have for you today. And until next time, we will see you soon.